We are going to have a random chat today. We're going to talk about a lot of things that are coming up and just some exciting things I have going on because, well, I couldn't really think of what I wanted to do for my next YouTube video, and I can think of lots of things I want to do for my future YouTube videos, but for this week I'm kind of just relaxing and being very chill, so that kind of led me to be inclined to make this sort of video. Also, my fur babies are all behind me sleeping. I think it's really fucking cute. So I didn't try to make the couch look nice because they were all tucked in and sleeping. So please excuse the current condition of what the couch is in. So first of all, I'm going to share with you guys my really exciting news. Brady and I are going to Mare Luna in Germany this year. Very exciting. It's totally confirmed. We have our hotel room and everything. It's all ready to go and all set up, so I am very excited about that. I will be vlogging the whole adventure, and also we took off a lot of vacation time for this trip, and we were trying to decide what we wanted to do with the rest of our time after the Mare Luna festival was over. And Brady and I, we threw around some ideas. We thought about going to the Bavaria region and hanging out over there again. Or also, we really enjoyed our time in Nuremberg, and we were talking about going to Nuremberg after the festival, but after we chatted about it for a little bit, and then we came to this conclusion of, what if we went to Iceland? We've never been to Iceland before, and the flights to Iceland are incredibly cheap. So we're going to go to Iceland after the Mare Luna festival, which I'm super excited about that. We booked our hotel rooms for Iceland as well. We're going to be staying in a capsule hotel. It's gonna be a first for me. It's like a hostel type environment, but they're like the capsule hotels that you see in Japan. So I'm really stoked about that. I'll be vlogging the whole adventure. I've already been scouting out a ton of stuff that I wanna do while I'm in Iceland. I really want to go to the black sand beach. I really want to go try to find some hidden folk. I want to explore the nightlife. There's a lot that I want to do in Iceland, and I am aware that Iceland is kind of expensive, but Brady and I are coming up with our game plan already of how we're going to get alcohol and how we're going to make all that happen. So if you guys have any suggestions or any ideas of things in Iceland that really stand out to you, let me know. Oh, we're also gonna go to the Saga Museum, which is like a whole Viking oriented and just like the history of Iceland type museum. I'm really into museums, so we'll probably go to a ton of museums while we're there. What else? Oh yeah, it's my first time going to Mare Luna too, so I'm really excited about that. It's gonna be my first experience ever. And I want to do really cool outfits for Mare Luna. So I've already been tossing around ideas in my head for what kind of outfits I want to do for Mare Luna. It's gonna be really dope. Alright, so that's like all of the travel type updates that I'm super excited about and had to talk about. First of all, for the second part of this video, I just wanted to talk about some books and some things that have been standing out to me. I get asked a lot about like my pagan path and different things that I'm doing. So the first book I want to bring up is Modern Witchcraft Spellbook. Here's what it looks like. Who's this written by? Sky Alexander. This book is really basic with its information, but there's a lot of information in here that's worded in a way where it's super easy to follow, and I took a ton of notes from this book. I think the things that stand out to me the most that I found in this book was using your chakras and using different parts on your body, just the different chakras on your body, to channel in different spells and different castings and different intention-based spells. It was a really cool way of incorporating your chakras into your spell work, and it was in a different format than I've ever thought about before, and it was worded in a way where I've never really thought of it in that context. So I thought that that was really cool. There's also another chapter in here that stood out to me. What was it? I think it was just talking about the days of the week and the different outcomes you get on certain days of the week whenever you're casting. Moon phases, obviously, everybody kind of follows the moon for their casting as well. But there's so much good information in this, and I took a ton of notes. This is my little book of shadows. So I recommend if you buy a ton of pagan books or you're just starting your pagan path, definitely get a notebook or something that you can take notes in so you can refer to this book whenever you need to. And also I use my book of shadows, if you will, to write down things that come to me during meditation, whether it's images or symbols or it's thoughts. I write down the date, and then I write down what came to me through my meditations or through different, whenever I'm casting, different things that show up. So it's just a notebook of all sorts of magical goodness that I have in here. And I think in the future, I'll probably share some of these pages on my Instagram page. Just if anybody wants to see what kind of notes I have. I'm still kind of on the fence about that because I think that the Book of Shadows is kind of private. The next book that I have that I wanted to talk about is, I've already talked about this once, but I have to reiterate this Runes Guidebook by Bianca Luna. It's insanely good. And I have a lot of books on runes, but the thing that makes this book stand out the most is that she talks about the history of where where each rune, like the backstory behind the runes, but also in the reading, in the context of the reading of the rune, it has a very optimistic outlook, and it's a very positive outlook. And I work better from positive things. So this book really speaks to me, and it's written in a way to where I can grab a lot of information from it. And what I've been doing is I have a separate notebook that I've been taking notes in, and I've been doing like daily draws of runes. Like you can see all the notes I have going on in here. And I've just been filling up my book with daily draws. So I'll write the date, and then I'll write down the rune that I draw. And this is my bag of runes. I have citron runes. You can get runes that are bone, wood, crystals. I have citron runes. Citron as a stone is usually for happiness. I would say happiness, lightheartedness, creativity. Citron is a really uplifting stone. So that was why I chose that as my rune set. I also have another book that I brought over here, but it's just my notebook that I write lyrics in. And the reason I brought this over was to remind me that I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about Esoteric's new stuff that'll be coming out very soon, which I am super, super ecstatic about. We've made some decisions, and I updated our website, our Facebook page, and a lot of our social media stuff like Reverb Nation, Spotify, iTunes. I've been just kind of really on point with all of that, and I just uploaded a ton of promotional photography for 2017. We're getting ready for a lot of things. We're gonna have a music video coming out, and our album's gonna come out this year. And also we're gonna release an EP before the album. And what's special about the EP is we're gonna have some bonus tracks on there that aren't going to be available on the album. And those bonus tracks are gonna be really, really dope. I promise they're totally worth like the separation of the album and the EP. And what happened, the reason I bring up all of this is I am really, really ecstatic to be having this out in the open and about to be in you guys' hand. But I had like this crazy panic attack happen to me 2 days ago, because after I changed all of the social media and I uploaded all the promotional photography, I had this overwhelming feeling set in of anxiousness, because I'm excited about the future, but I started thinking too far in the future, and I started thinking or reminiscing too far in the past, and it totally triggered this massive anxiety attack just because I had changed like all this promotional stuff. It set in, like it really settled that this is about to happen. We're about to have all this new stuff out in the open for you guys. So I'm really I put out my soul and my heart in a lot of the lyrics that are on this album, and I also channeled a lot of stuff for these songs and for the recording of these songs. And we're in the studio. We have a couple more songs for me to put vocals on since we're doing the EP, and we've added new tracks that are special just for the EP. I'm having to record vocals for those, which we're gonna be doing tonight in the studio. But there's a lot of things going on right now with my band Esoteric, and I guess I just wanted to vent about it a little bit and talk about it just because it's weighing so heavily on my mind in a good way. I'm really stoked, but I'm also equally like anxious. I'm anxious and excited and just ready for you guys to get to hear what we're working on, because the sound has taken its own route. And also we have a tour coming up too. There's just a lot of stuff going on with that I'm super stoked about. Okay, enough about my band. Let's end this video with some fun goodness. I recently got a new bag from Restyle.com. You guys have seen this on my Instagram a whole lot, and I'm super excited about it. They aren't sponsoring me, by the way. I just wanted to talk about the bag because I really love it. It's a velvet bag, and the straps on it have moon phases. I think it's really pretty and really, really cool. I've been carrying it now for a month, and it's really, really nice. I was nervous about it initially because whenever I would zip up the bag, the zipper would come undone on its own, and that made me very worried that it wasn't gonna be that sturdy. I haven't had that problem anymore, so I don't know if it just needed to like be broken a little bit or what, but I do not have that problem anymore, so that's really good. Inside the bag, there were some things I wanted to talk about, which, here's my makeup bag. You might recognize it from our Spooky Box Club unboxing. My Mama Bat so I've been having an issue with my foundation, my liquid foundation. Whenever I wear it, it starts cracking on my face, or it starts like sinking into my smile lines that are under my eyes, or like it starts pointing out aging features on my face. I'm getting close to 30, and I'm starting to get a very slight variation where I'm starting to look like I'm aging. So I talked to my Mama Bat, Begonia, about it. And if you guys have been following my channel for very long, you know that Begonia is near and dear to my heart. She's wonderful, and I call her my Mama Bat because she kind of was like my guidance through the goth scene whenever I first got into it. So anyways, I talked to her about my foundation problem, and she told me a little secret, and some of you might already know this, but she said that she doesn't wear liquid foundation for that very reason, and instead she just puts a moisturizer on her face, and then she uses powder on top of that. So I have started doing that, and I've really been enjoying the results. I don't know, maybe you guys can tell as well, but it's super easy to do in the morning. It's a lot easier than liquid foundation, and my face feels better. It doesn't feel nasty, and I don't feel oily or greasy at the end of the day. It's a whole nother thing, and it just feels good. So the lotion that I've been using is Morning Facial Moisturizing Lotion. It's from Target. It's by the brand Up and Up. It actually has sunscreen in it as well. So that's been keeping my freckles in control during these, it's getting hotter and more sunny outside. Obviously that goes hand in hand. When it's more sunny, it gets more hot. So this has been a lifesaver because it's been keeping my freckles in check. So they haven't been getting crazy absurd like they were last year. And I've been using Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless foundation powder. Now, I really want to find something that for certain, like 110%, has not been tested on animals. So if you guys can tell me a powder that is really, really good, efficient, and not cakey that I can put on my face that has not been tested on animals, I would greatly appreciate it, and I would love to be able to switch to that. So please let me know in the comments what has worked for you and what I can get. I'm hoping that it's something easy, like I can just go to like Sephora, or I can go to Ulta and just buy something. I think Urban Decay doesn't test on animals, so maybe if you guys have tried that, let me know how that's been. I think that's about it. I believe that's about it for all of my updates that I had. One little ghost story to end out on. I keep on saying it's the end, but I promise this time it's really the end. Recently we've been having more activity with that little ghost cat that I told you guys about. It's been a little while now since I told you guys about that story. So the ghost cat has been more active. We see the cat more often now in the daytime, not just at night. You just see him walk by and you think that it's like our cat Achilles, which is up here cuddling with the dogs. And then you look around and the cat is like on the other side of the house. So you just saw this mystery cat walk by you. Anyways, this cat has been showing up more despite the fact that it's not nighttime, which is very trippy. And the other day I had my brother and my sister-in-law over at the house. We were just chilling in the living room. All the pets were in the living room with us. Toby got up and he went to the kitchen to go eat. So he's eating in his food dish and you can hear his collar clack on the food dish while he's eating. And then we heard a giant crashing noise and Toby came running out of the kitchen, ran into the living room and jumped on my lap and he was shivering, totally freaked out. So I got up to go in the kitchen and see what happened, and his food dish he was eating out of had gotten knocked clear across the kitchen, and there's no way Toby could have done that. I've owned him his whole life. He's never done something like that. So we think that it was our ghost cat batting the dish across the kitchen. So that was a really, really creepy moment. Also, when my brother and stepsister were here, we had another thing happen where there used to be some cords from the fireplace mantle leading into the living room, and all of those cords got yanked on suddenly, and it almost caused like our lamps and everything to come crashing over, and we thought that that was ghost cat as well. So ghost cat has been very mischievous lately, and it's kind of fun. I don't mind. I'm okay with animal spirits. They don't bother me. I can coexist with an animal spirit just fine. So that's been some fun, interesting happenings. I'll let you guys know if anything else happens that's of interest. Also this weekend we're going to be going to Runestone Park, which they're having a Viking festival, so I will be vlogging that. Be expecting a Flutterbat vlog from the Viking festival coming up next week. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this rambly video, and I hope that there was some information in there that made it worth it to watch. I love you so much. I put out new videos every week. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. That helps my channel do a lot better. I will talk to you again very soon. Take care. Mwah. Tschüss. Tschüssi.